me. I'm H.M. Mitchell. I'm the corpsman over here in PCC. On behalf of the Diversity Committee, I'll be talking to you guys today about Juneteenth. What is Juneteenth? Also known as Freedom Day, Emancipation Day, which was all the end of slavery in the United States. Also, it is on June. The history of Juneteenth. It originates from June 19th, 1865 in Galveston, Texas, when General Gordon Granger announced the end of slavery. This was 2 years after the emancipation by President Lincoln. The Emancipation Proclamation was issued on January 1st, 1863 by President Lincoln, declared freedom for slaves in the Confederate States. Limited immediate effect due to ongoing Civil War, which didn't end into 65. Then came the General Order Number 3 issued by General Granger on June 19, 1865, and it stated, I'll read this verbatim, people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation of from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former masters, slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them became that between employer and hired laborer. So just a little bit about this. When it ended, right, now the slave owners, you gotta get those W-2s going now, because now the slaves are now their employees. So, as you know, right, slavery's been going around for over 400 years. So this formed a lot of different challenges for the slaves, right? Say you've been working for someone your whole life, and you're born into a worker, right? It presented problems like no education, no resources, and things like that. So some of the people took leadership, right? Some of the slaves took leadership, and they pushed education among each other, right? One of the famous quotes from Frederick Douglass, he said, "You're not free until you have education." So he wanted to starting the slaves to start going to trade schools and trying to start building a college. But with no resources, however, some of them, they were still smart, right? Intelligent. So they worked out deals with some of the slave owners to where that they can use some of their resources and someone will still work for them. And so they all started to also build a college for themselves, and also started to build a library, and there's a lot of other public places and things that they can do to kind of grow themselves and just learn more. Next, early Juneteenth celebrations first started in Texas in 1866. Include church gatherings, barbecues, music, and other community events. There's a big emphasis on education, reflection, and community. Another elaborated some reflection. As we all know, right, some history repeats itself, so it's important for the new people born of African American community. It was really important for them to reflect and just talk about where they've come from, right, to make sure that the new generations, they're taking advantage of all the opportunities that the ones before them has presented, and just kind of paved the way for it. Just the spread and evolution of Juneteenth. So the migration of Juneteenth came with African Americans spreading all across the United States. They evolved to parades, festivals, and public readings of the Emancipation Proclamation. Modern celebrations are recognized as a state holiday or observance in many states, include cultural festivities, educational events, and commemorative activities. Reflect on the progression made and challenges that still remain today. Federal holiday recognition. On June 17, 2021, our boss, Mr. Biden, he declared Juneteenth as a national holiday, signifying its national significance. I said that backwards. Highlighting its national significance. So yeah, 2 years ago, today we passed the National Independence Day Act. The importance and legacy of Juneteenth. It symbolizes the end of slavery and a step towards equality. It encourages reflection on history and on ongoing issues of race racial injustice, and promotes cultural pride and unity. So in conclusion, Juneteenth is a vital part of American history. It represents freedom, resilience, and the continuous fight for equality. Join in celebrating and educating others about this important day. So again, like a little bit on the freedom, right? You're kind of free, but like I said, there are other ways where they still didn't really feel free, right? And you got places where it's like systematic freeness, where you're kind of free in a certain realm, right? Like maybe putting a dog in a doghouse, right? It's free inside of his doghouse. And the resilience. So for me on that, just like the ones before me, continue that fight. Like I know for me, right, being a young male, sometimes like I will maybe give up on doing certain things. But knowing the fact that there's people before me that fought for 400 years to try to do this, right, allow me to be like where I'm at today and have the rights that I have today. So just understand, maybe if you're going on a fight or something, right, continue to push it because you're paving the way for the ones after you. And again, it's a continuous fight. So in conclusion, we're looking for some ways to celebrate. Here it is. Maybe have some talks, maybe with your family, your loved ones, and just maybe a challenge, right? If any of you know anything about Juneteenth, and just the history of it, I challenge you maybe to reflect on it, or to maybe talk about it with someone who does not know much about it. If you don't know anything about Juneteenth, I challenge you to maybe ask a question about it to someone who does, because again, this is a big part of diversity. Right? Just look around at us. This is a diverse workforce, and the more we know about each other, right, the more comfortable we become talking to each other, and the more comfortable we are, the more it creates unity, and the better we can go towards just completing the mission every day. So if you're interested in learning more, here's some QR code you guys can scan. If you're looking to celebrate, there are some things going on down locally in Jacksonville where you guys can go and celebrate Juneteenth, right? We all got the day off on that Wednesday. So,
So, just 3 things on the presentation here. So, first off,
in honor of Juneteenth, a federal holiday since 2021, a day of celebrating in Harlem.
We're celebrating us, so it's really important.
From children to adults to community leaders and politicians. It all started on this Saturday with a parade. New York State Senator Cordell Clear, the Grand Marshal.
Juneteenth. It is the only celebration of the end of one of the darkest periods in this nation's history.
Juneteenth commemorates the ending of slavery in the United States. After the parade, a street fair on 116th in Harlem between 5th and Lenox, where there was much to see and experience, from food to music to a little double dutch.
Double dutch is such a African-American thing in Harlem.
The historical, educational, and cultural expressions of the African-American experience on display all around as we all embrace Juneteenth and the freedom it means.
Juneteenth to me seems like freedom. People are free. They are here celebrating because back in the days we went through a lot.
Back in June 2021,